All right, there we go. Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you I haven't seen, Happy New Year. Let's hope 2019 is going to be a little more prosperous than 2018, maybe a lot more prosperous. So my name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. You are in what we call our introduction presentation, which is really a business proposition that we're going to make over the next 30 minutes. I'll ask you to reserve any questions that you might have to after the presentation. I'm sure you are here with somebody that's invited you here, so you can turn your attention to them, ask them any questions that you might have. Welcome to everyone who's tuned on to the live stream, wherever you are in South Africa. All right, let's begin. So as you can see on our first slide, we are a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a business that has been around for 70 years, so fairly substantial insurance company. We're a registered insurance company in South Africa. The question that I like to answer before we get into the presentation is really, why has DuePoint come about, or why are you here? So there are a number of reasons, a number of factors that have come together that really born DuePoint out of Constantia 3 years ago. One of the factors are economic factors for both you and I. I would assume that as members of the public, as consumers, you have necessity, you have a need, perhaps a desire, an economic desire to create additional income for yourselves. At the same time, we're a typically free market business that also needs to be profitable to operate. One of the second factors is the desire that we wanted to achieve social entrepreneurship. We wanted to have social impact in South Africa. We think South Africa has dire need for social impact from an economic point of view. So we hope through this business that we answer that question. And then finally, the reason just to impact our lives personally. So beyond just social economic impact, there are a lot of other reasons why people would get into a business. And some of those might be tied around dignity. We've got a lot of retrenchment, people that can't afford to retire. That certainly affects our dignity, and that is quality of life impact, I think. So these factors all came together. And 3 years ago, in 2016 February, DuePoint was born. We call it the DuePoint system, which we launched in this room, a full room, in February 2016, and we've been around for 3 years. I'll show you shortly what kind of impact we've had in the last 3 years, but I'm going to dive straight into the benefits of this DuePoint system. This is a business proposition that I'm going to be making, right? And so from your point of view, you would look at this as a business consideration. There are many business opportunities, a plethora of business opportunities that exist in South Africa, and you might have considered some. I'm hoping that when we go through these benefits, you will be able to weigh up the value of DuePoint. And I don't think there's another business opportunity that stands up to this business. So let's get into it. Basically, what we're going to be proposing is a partnership in this business. That is an aspect of the social impact that we want to have. We have decided to not chase typical and traditional methods of marketing here at DuePoint. What we've decided to do, instead of going out and advertising and marketing, we've decided to offer a business opportunity to members of the public to help us grow this business in South Africa. And so we become dependent on you to help tell other people about DuePoint. And in doing so, what you're going to be building is what we call a channel of distribution. I'll show you what one of these look like, but it's basically you going out and creating channels of distribution for us. The benefit for you, if you can get that right, the primary benefit is additional income. The nature of the income that we produce here at DuePoint is something that we refer to as recurring income or passive income. You'll hear in investment circles, people speak about annuity income. It is a very important distinction to make. Very important distinction, because the general language that we speak here at DuePoint is about wealth creation. And if we truly want to create wealth, we have to find out how to tap into annuity income. If you keep restricting yourself to generating income only through activity, there are a host of risks that await you in your lifetime. Retrenchment, retirement, your health. If your health gets affected and you don't go to work, do you get paid? Right? You might get paid for 3 weeks when you use up all your leave, but beyond that you don't. When you get retrenched, you're without pay. When you retire, and often you get forced into retirement, your income ends. If you're able to tap into recurring income, that doesn't end your income, because the asset that you've helped build here at DuePoint is what we pay people out for. We don't pay people for activity. We pay them for their help in creating these channels of distribution. It is a very important distinction, and not a lot of businesses can stand up to that benefit. Power duplication. So this is a benefit that you certainly want to take advantage of. You want to leverage this as much as possible. It's the opportunity to go out and build a team around you that can build your channel of distribution that much quicker and that much faster. That'll increase your recurring income accordingly. Our business is FlexiTime. It just speaks to the technology that we've put in place here at DuePoint. It is your ability to build your channel of distribution anywhere in the country at any time of the day, because this business literally runs off your mobile phone. Right? You can do it anywhere at any time. So great flexibility in the business. There's no startup capital. This business is a very low risk endeavor. We have designed the business purposely to have a very low barrier to entry. You are free to consider and try this business without any fear of losing. Right? This is a very important distinction, because when we decided that we wanted to create social impact, we weren't going to create a business opportunity that had the risk of fleecing somebody, where someone had to go take a loan out or to put down a huge lump sum, registration fees, starter cost fees, whatever that looked like. We never wanted to do that. We wanted this business to be as accessible without the risk to as many people as possible. And at the same time, there are no qualifications or experience requirements. You get to build an asset here at DuePoint. For me, this is probably one of the most important benefits. Again, it ties into the ability to create recurring income for yourself. You want to be able to start building an asset in your lifetime that pays out income, right? Employment doesn't do that for us. How many of us actually own shares in the businesses that we work for? We don't, right? We don't get to share in the upside of business. When you start building a channel of distribution at DuePoint, you start creating an asset that you have ownership over. You have legal tender over your channel of distribution. This means, again, that when you get retrenched in normal employment, an asset can't retrench you. Your asset will carry on paying. When you get to retirement age, your active employment will end, your income will end there. But if you've got an asset paying out, that asset at DuePoint will keep paying you out through your 60s, through your 70s, through your 80s. And even when you die, an asset doesn't disappear. That is the beauty of spending time building an asset. Right? You get to pass on legacy wealth onto the next generation instead of debt, like the majority of South Africans currently. There is no selling involved here at DuePoint. So this, I think, is something that for the people who aren't natural salespeople, this is a great thing. There's a very small percentage of people that enjoy sales. You don't have to do any selling here at DuePoint. The only thing you're going to be doing is going out and connecting people to the business opportunity here at DuePoint, right? And it's, again, very important to make that distinction. Some people will still get confused by it and want to talk about product. You don't have to talk about product, primarily because you're not licensed to talk about product, right? There's a lot of regulation that we have to abide by in South Africa with regards to financial services. It's only myself and Brendan, our website, that get to tell people about our products. You only have to connect people to DuePoint, right? They will find out about the product in the intro presentation like you're about to now. The nature of our products are financial in nature. It means we don't have stock and distribution issues. We never run out of financial products here at DuePoint. You don't have to take any financial products home in boxes today and put them in your boot and sell them over the weekends, right? This is a great disparity against a lot of other businesses that we've all been involved in the past, right? I spoke to one of the ladies very involved at DuePoint. She says, if you could come to my house 10 years ago, you would have opened the garage. There would have just been boxes of product because I was involved in selling product in those days. And so this becomes very convenient just because of the nature of our products here at DuePoint. But your success here at DuePoint is very much determined by your ability to build a channel of distribution. This is what we're going to be doing and focusing on. It begins with you. You become a wealth engineer and a product owner here at DuePoint, and now you are tasked with going out and connecting other people successfully to DuePoint. And when you're able to do that, that is the beginning of your channel of distribution. You have now started creating an asset that has value that pays out recurring income. It can happen that quickly. In this example, we've shown you that you've connected 5 people successfully. These wealth engineers and product owners that you connected are going to go out and do the same thing. This is where the power of duplication exists, right? This is what I said previously. You want to leverage this as much as possible. So bring in good and strong people at the beginning. Right, I often compare it to the board of directors. Your board of executives are these people around you that you've connected personally. The stronger these individuals are, the more resourceful they are in being able to help you create a channel of distribution, the stronger your entire business will look. Right, so this is a snapshot of what your business could look after a few months. You're potentially being paid for every single product owner that you see up on the screen. In essence, what you're doing is you're actually getting a royalty out of this business every single month. Right? You go watch a program like, what are these entrepreneurial shows that they have? Dragon's Den and Shark, whatever it's called. Being able to get a royalty out of a business is first prize, right? And that's essentially what you're doing here, because we're creating a partnership together where we're both going in the same direction and we both benefit mutually to the work that we both do. So that's what a channel of distribution looks like. How do you earn money at DuePoint? So let's get straight into the mechanics of, we call it our returns. We've got this returns program. This is what pays you out every single month. How does this actually work? It is based on a R27.50 payment that we make to you for every product that you have in your channel of distribution, right? But it is dependent on how close that product lies to you in your channel of distribution. So remember the first 5 people that you introduced to DuePoint? We call that your first point. And on your first point, we actually pay you double the R27.50 for every product on your first point every month. Remember, it is recurring income. And so on your first point, you earn R55 for every product. And when those individuals go out and connect other people, that product lies on what we call your second point. And on your second point, again, you earn R55. And then as your channel grows, the product gets further and further away from you. You see that multiplier starts to drop steadily. But by the 8th point, so if you've got a channel that's got 8 points, you've got a fairly sizable channel already. By the 8th point, you're earning R1.10 for every single product, but we don't limit you at point 8. That's why there's a little plus next to the point 8 there. You can grow your channel beyond point 8. You can earn beyond point 8, in theory, to infinity, because we have absolutely no limitation to the size of your channel or how much money you can earn at DuePoint. Our business is about time and numbers. I always say to people, stop worrying about time, because you can't manipulate time. Anyone been able to manipulate time? Not yet, right? So don't worry about it. You have to be patient enough to let time run its course. But what you can manipulate are the numbers. If you want a bigger channel, bring in more than 5 people on your first point. Bring in 10, bring in 20, bring in 300, bring in 500. It'll cause your channel to grow that much faster and that much bigger. It is a simple business. Time and numbers. People yet still want to understand, well, how much activity, how much effort is required to make a difference in this business, right? So that would be different for every single person. What we've done is we've given people a 5-year plan. We call it the path to success. It is almost a base level of activity. We don't think it's too onerous, because in this example, what we expect people to do is just to connect 2 people every single month to this business. Right? In your first month, we say connect 3, that gets you qualified and earning in this business. And then every consecutive month, from today, if you can just connect 2 people every single month onto your first point, you can expect to earn these type of numbers. So this will give you a good idea of effort required and the return that you can earn yourself. After 6 months, so you can see the 6-month mark there, you'll be earning about R2,500. Now, I really enjoy the R2,500 example, because I look around the room quickly to see expressions, reactions on people's faces. Everyone's looking very deadpan at the moment, poker face. They don't want to reveal whether they're happy or depressed. I don't know why. What do you think about R2,500 after 6 months of work? Too little? A lot? Who knows? Who knows what you're thinking? But I'm going to tell you what I thought. I thought it was too little. I thought, how are people going to join this business if we're only offering them R2,500 after 6 months? Surely that's too little. And the lesson I learned after giving many of these presentations and dealing with many questions and reactions from the audience, I started to realize something in myself, that I make the mistake of thinking like a consumer. Don't we all think like consumers? Think back to Black Friday. What were you thinking on Black Friday? Were you looking through the newspaper at specials? Were you online looking for specials? And then a month after that, we had Christmas. What was going through your mind over Christmas? right? Do we not all think like consumers? The problem with thinking like a consumer is that you look at the value of money, 2,500 rand, and you give it spending value. Spending value, right? Because we want to spend. That's what consumers do. Our economy actually relies on the majority of the economy being consumers. But in this business, our greatest aspiration as a business is to see people get involved at DuePoint and become wealthy. Wealthy. What does that even mean, to become wealthy? Again, it'll look different for each one of you. The first hurdle we've got to get over is becoming debt-free. You can't be a wealthy person if you owe other people money constantly, right? And so we would love to see people in this business start getting rid of their debt entirely. And I want to show you the power of 2,500 rand quickly. Everyone wants to own a home, right? We see people registering for bonds. That number's going down in our economy. People renting properties is going up. We need to aspire to owning assets. Property is an asset, right? So this 2,500 rand, we've got an example of someone here that's gone out and bonded a 1 million rand property. Over 20 years, that's going to cost you 11,500 rand a month. Wouldn't you like to pay that property off in half the time? Why take 20 years? Why not pay the asset off in half the time? Is there even value to paying off your debt faster? There is value in paying your debt off faster, right? I'll show it to you. 11,500 rand every month. You take that 2,500 rand that DuePoint's paying you every month, and instead of spending it, instead of being a consumer, we start focusing on wealth creation. And you take the 2,500 rand and you decide to put it into your debt. In this case, into your 1 million rand bond. The effect of that, the net effect of that, is that you will take 11 and a half years instead of 20 years to pay off that property. And in the same time, you will save yourself 900,000 rand in interest that you would have paid to the bank. That little 2,500 rands just saved you 1 million rand over 11 years. Right? This is the paradigm shift, the way of thinking that we want to affect here at DuePoint for people involved in our business. At month 12, you could be earning close to 9,000 rand a month. Who would like to give themselves a 100,000 rand bonus at the end of this year? Who's going to get one from the employers? Right? You can do it for yourself. It's 12 months away. Is 12 months a long time, short time? We keep going. The number will get bigger. Why? Because we're not paying you for activity. We're paying you for the channel you build. And you have the opportunity here at DuePoint to build your channel a little bigger every single month. And so your recurring income can go up every single month. At month 24, you'll be close to 30,000 rand a month. At month 36, 3 years from today, you'll be close on 50,000 rand a month. Month 48, 4 years from today, close to 70,000 rand a month. And the 5-year plan ends off on you earning about 85,000 rand a month. Who would like to throw that 100,000 rand bonus check away and collect a 1 million rand check every year? Now, I suspect I've lost many of you because the number's so big, right? And this is academic. This is theory. It's fairly complicated. Our actuaries had to put it together, and we've taken into consideration all the negative aspects of our business, right? People saying no, people not building, people not paying for their products, people falling away. That's all taken into consideration. We still get to 1 million rand annually after 5 years. But you are at liberty to decide what you want out of this business. No one dictates to you what you get here at DuePoint. And so we've got thousands of people joining this business every single month, and everybody is different. We have only been around for 36 months, and we've proven that we have impacted families' lives. And that's the social impact that we're trying to achieve. And that is what we're inviting you to come try here at DuePoint. So decide what you want. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't look at the number. Decide what you want. Because at the end of the day, you've got to motivate yourself in the morning when you get up to think about DuePoint instead of your job. Right? And that's the difference. That is the difference. My warning, this is a quick disclaimer to everybody. I'm hoping that 2019 will become a year of action. It is easy to say, oh, I wish I had 1 million rand extra a year, or 100,000 rand, or just 2,500 rand a month extra. I wish I had that. But we have to take it a step beyond and turn it into action. Our business here at DuePoint doesn't happen magically. And that is my disclaimer. My disclaimer is if you put in the effort, regardless of your background, your education, what level you work in corporate, that doesn't matter. I'm telling you, you put in effort, you will reap the rewards in this business. Because that's all we require, is you to make that decision. I can sacrifice this much time every single week to do DuePoint. And that's the only decision you need to make. And that's the only way that you get to change your life and start making extra money every single month. On top of the returns that you get to create for yourself every single month, we have a rewards program here at DuePoint. The rewards program rewards you for activity here at DuePoint. The activity, and as your channel starts to grow, you reach these milestones. We call them ranks that are additional to the returns that you get to earn every single month, right? And they are varying. We give tools away to our wealth engineers that help them build their channels faster. Fancy little USB sticks, all our video collaterals on there. You can easily show people on any device what DuePoint's all about. At rank 7, we spend about 17,000 Rand. That number's gone up considerably, mostly because of the dollar exchange and because SAPI doesn't keep any paper in South Africa. They export all of it, and then we've got to re-import all of it, right? Nonetheless, 17,000 Rand is what we spend to get you premium luxury business cards printed in your name. Why would we spend so much money on business cards? As someone with a background in branding and advertising, I understand the power of first impressions. It is huge. Speak to anyone in sales and marketing. They will tell you first impressions. That's what it's all about. Not only the first impression, but a lasting impression. When you put a 17,000 Rand business card on the table, I promise you your credibility goes up in that meeting. And that's the purpose of business cards that cost 17,000 Rand. At rank 9, this is a rank that a lot of wealth engineers aspire to. Why? Because we take you and your families to our Rank 9 International Conference, not once, but every single year. Every single year. It is business class flights to a 5-star luxury international resort. And it's an all expenses paid trip. When I say all expenses paid trip, all expenses paid trip. You can forget your wallet at home and you wouldn't notice until you got back from the trip, right? And this is something you get to enjoy, not once, but every single year. It is a rank 9 trip that we do for everybody, and everyone in this room has opportunity to get to rank 9. Everyone in the room, right? So let's take a look at what we got up to. I want you to always imagine the warm sand between your toes when you watch this video. I want you to connect with this. Hard work pays off, and you can decide how much hard work you want to do. We had one individual that went to rank 9 in 5 months. Right? Some will take a year, some will take 2 years. It is completely up to you. But as I said, it's available for every single person in this room. 2 ranks later at rank 11, we spend R250,000 buying our rank 11s, a brand new car in their name. We pay for that car cash. We put it in your name. It's yours. There's no DuePoint stickers on the car. You can quit DuePoint the day later, and the car is still yours. Can you see? I'm wondering if you've already seen that DuePoint is trying to get you to debt-free status as quickly as possible. You're driving a car without a debit order at the end of the month. You're paying your bond off faster. You're going on an overseas trip with your family every single year, all expenses. What are you going to do with all that leftover money you have? Spend or save, invest. So that is rank 11. Our rewards program goes up to rank 28. So this is just people getting warmed up. We already have people at rank 12. They did that in the space of 2 years, right? And so you can see it's still early days at DuePoint. I often say I wish I could just get a snapshot 10 or 20 years into the future to see what impact we've had with wealth engineers in this business. I get very excited about that. But impatient nonetheless. Our business yet is still built on people taking products here at DuePoint. These are not arbitrary products. Our products again speak to wealth creation. They have been designed with purpose in mind. Often people will look at financial products or insurance products begrudgingly. I ask you, I was actually wondering this just before the presentation. If you had to go speak to every single person that's had a premium or in their insurance policy paid out to them upon death or a car accident or a house robbery or a house fire, ask them whether they think insurance products are useless, right? You should find favor in the fact that you haven't had to claim. But in the event that you do have to claim, there's so much value. Insurance industries often create a very stable background in developing and developed countries. And so our financial products, like I said, have been designed with necessity in mind. You are free to consider any one of these products. You can take out more than one product. We have got more information on our website if you want to go look up more info. We start with Access Wealth. Access Wealth is going to cost you R324 every month, of which R100 gets invested into a tax-free investment fund. So we take full advantage of the tax-free legislation that exists for South Africans. So you'll have a tax-free investment created for yourself. It resides with Sanlam, which is the biggest investment house in the country. So it's a very stable investment fund. Along with that, we give you R120,000 worth of personal accident death cover. So if you're killed in any form of accident, in other words, not through illness or natural causes, we will pay out to your beneficiaries R120,000 plus whatever is in that investment. So this is Access Wealth. It's insurance plus an investment. Then secondly, we have Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is only personal accident death cover. It is only an insurance product. It's going to cost you R249 every month, but this time you get R1 million worth of personal accident death cover. The beauty of all our products is that they are completely accessible to everybody regardless of age and regardless of your health status. Right? Most insurance products will discriminate against your age and your health status, right? At DuePoint, we don't do that. So that $249 is the same for everybody. As long as you're between the ages of 18 and 70, you can engage in this product, and it pays out in the event of accidental death to the value of R1 million. Then thirdly, we've got a family product called Family Wealth. It is a funeral cover product. It starts at R299 a month. It gives you R20,000 worth of funeral cover. It covers up to 5 family members, including yourself, and the principal members. So in other words, you also get R10,000 worth of debt protection or liability protection. So upon your death, if you owe anyone money, we will cover that up to the value of R10,000. You can increase this cover to R30,000 for your family, as well as increase it up to 10 family members. So some flexibility built into this product. And again, it is accessible to everybody regardless of your age and health. This is a whole of life product. Most insurance life products will cancel you automatically at 70 or 75. This product doesn't, right? Your cover will cover you what we call whole of life. So again, wonderfully accessible product. And then last, we have Wealth Points. Wealth Points is not actually a financial product, although it has financial benefit. It is a lifestyle and discounts product. So for 299 Rand every month, you get to engage in the list of partners that you see listed there. And we have negotiated discounts and services with those partners that you get to enjoy as much as you want. So we've tried to cover what typically people spend every month, so that plethora of your cost of living expenses. We've got data partners, we've got ShopRite checkers, we've got a number of retailers, mostly of which are online. We've got 2 car manufacturers. We've got Eagle Ford and we've got Land Rover Jaguar Santon. So anyone looking to go buy a Range Rover or the like, go get it at the best possible price you can get it in the country. Right? There's massive value in this product if you engage with these partners, and that's Wealth Points. So those are the 4 products. Like I said, they are straightforward products that are accessible to every single person here with necessity in mind around protecting your wealth. All right. If you're looking for more information, go onto our website. There are in-depth video reviews. And just to get you a little more excited, if the money and the rewards and the products weren't enough, we have a special incentive that has started on the 1st of January. It is called the 365 Challenge. So for those of you who want more than what we've been speaking about, this is your opportunity. If you join today, you've got 365 days to connect 365 individuals onto your first point. And if you're able to achieve that, we will give you an extra. So on top of all the returns and all the rewards that you earn for yourself in the process of connecting 365 people, we will give you an extra 365,000 Rand cash bonus. And that is available again for every single person in this room. There are no losers in this incentive. Even if you get halfway to this, let's say you only do 180 people on your first point, you will still have changed your life dramatically in the next 12 months. Right? So be aware of this incentive. Go check out the T's and C's and plan around it. Because every day becomes an opportunity to connect someone to make yourself a millionaire in the next 12 months. Because that's effectively what this challenge does. Then to get you even more excited, particular to January. So we've got a January incentive called Hit 2019 Sprinting. In the next, before the end of January, if you're able to connect 30 people onto your first point, we will give you an extra 15,000 Rand on top of the return that you earn for yourself at the end of this month. So how many of us are suffering because we were very good consumers in November and December, and now January, those chickens have come home to roost, and now we're suffering extra in January, right? Everyone's suffering extra in January. How will an extra 15,000 Rand at the end of this month help you? All that's required is that you go speak to people. That's all that's required, right? So that's available for January. Bear in mind, we've got a Wealth Quest every single month. So the decision is, in this business proposition that I'm making to you on this lovely Friday afternoon, when you're thinking about your weekend, is are you willing to sacrifice some time to get involved in a business that allows you to build an asset that lasts beyond a lifetime? And that is my proposition to everybody in this room. That is my invitation. Just to touch a little bit on our business. So as I said, we're a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company, so know that we are actively regulated by the regulator in South Africa. We are audited every year. We are listed under a company called Conduit Capital on the Joburg Stock Exchange. So no, you're dealing with a reputable business that has been in business for 70 years. We are not a fly-by-night. We're a business that wants to have social impact not only this year, but for lifetimes. Lifetimes. When we designed that rewards program up to rank 28, that was about a 20, 30-year projection that we placed onto this business. So be aware of that. There's a lot more information on our website. You can go to the FSCA website and go look us up. That's the FSP number that we operate under. You'll see all our licenses on display in the foyer outside above the water cooler. To remind our rank 4s and above and the guests that they've invited to our Converge conference, which is happening on the 9th of February, get your tickets as soon as possible. You've got to secure your seats. There's limited seating, so it's a reminder for our rank 4s. If you're not a rank 4 yet, you can get to rank 4 before the end of this month, and you'll be invited to our Converge Awards conference too. All right, so that's a reminder to everyone. And with that, I'm done. Again, my invitation to you is to make 2019 a year of action. Not chasing the hope of employment, but chasing not the hope, but the guarantee that you're able to build an asset that pays you out. If you have any questions, direct them those to the wealth engineers that invited you here this afternoon. And I wish everyone has a wonderful weekend and hope to see a lot of the faces again. Thank you.